Hey guys, it's me once again, RKO2582, here to do my Raw review for March the 5th, 2012. Got too much to cover. Let's not waste any time and get this review underway. HBK! 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 Yes, Shawn Michaels kicks off Raw tonight, and I couldn't be any more excited. And last time him and Triple H faced off a few weeks ago on Raw, it got very heated and personal. And now he was happy that Triple H finally accepted the challenge of The Undertaker. And then he calls Triple H, and Triple H comes out, time to play the game. And pretty much saying he's an oak. He's like, yeah, showing that you're an oak tree and stuff. And then he showed the footage that pretty much what made him accept in the first place. And then Trips, being DX, I'm saying, like, I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for you. And he's like, guess what, buddy? I'm the special guest referee. So now, HBK is added to the mix, and only one can imagine. We know HBK is known for pulling a fast one. Whose side is he going to take? We'll see during their match at WrestleMania 28 in Hell in a Cell. Then we had our first match of the night. The Dorkadoofus US Champion Jack Swagger going up against Santino Marella. And honestly, I kind of didn't care for this match, which I'll get to towards the end, which I did surprisingly mark out about. But when the match got started, you had Funkman and David Otunga, a.k.a. Carlton Banks. And they were coming out, and I'm like, what the hell are they doing? They're not supposed to be there. It's not Friday. And then I thought Swagger was going to win with the Swagger Bomb and 1-2. And then Santino surprisingly kicked out of that. And then Teddy Long, who was in charge tonight, holla, holla, holla. And he had Kofi and Oksana come out with him, surprisingly. And then Dolph Ziggler gets cheap shots on both Santino and Kofi. But Santino gets out with the cold blood to Santino. And then Oksana gets all mixed up with Vicky. And then just when Swagger had the ankle lock, and then Funkman got pushed on his ass, and then by Teddy, and then the cradle. 1, 2, 3. Oh my fucking god. I cannot believe this. Santino Marella is your new US champion. All I gotta say, I did not see this coming at all. I mean, as much as I cannot stand both Swagger and Marella, I will say that Marella, US champion, seemed kind of harmless. So, I know my girl Emo Kitty Cat gotta be marking out, so I'm only gonna do this once in a good while. Emo Kitty Cat, this is for you. It's time for the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, The Rock. Give a history lesson. Number 1. And it took place at the Boston Harbor, He said, at 1773 with the Boston Tea Party, we're going to have a party of our own. And I know, if we were throwing out John Cena merchandise, it was hilarious. And I have to say, and this was only the beginning of this tonight with The Rock's history lesson, he was throwing Cena merchandise left and right, and I'm laughing. He's like, they actually made John Cena cologne. It's like, smells like fear, fruity pebbles, and possum piss. It was hilarious. And he's like, we've only just begun. And stay tuned. History lessons, more on the way. Then you had Alicia Fox. That fake ass Rihanna. Going up against HOESKI Eve. And surprisingly, believe it or not, Kelly was on commentary. And all I gotta say, I really did not care for this too much, because it's like 3 of my least favorite divas all on my TV screen. And again, a freaking roll up for a victory. 1, 2, 3. Eve, God, when are these roll-ups gonna end? But the one thing that truly was the outshine of all this that made it work going through this was woo, Zack Ryder, back baby, and once again saying to Eve, broskies before hoskies, woo, you know it. So happy for Zack Ryder. He's back. I miss him so much. And then we cut to a Cena promo, which he's in before Raw. He was sorry, it was an empty, arena, and he was like pretty much saying to himself, saying he gotta win. And he's like looking back at the Boston team, like the Patriots, all that jazz. And he's like, I don't want to be second place. He said, I want to face The Rock, not Dwayne Johnson. So I have to give credit where credit is due. I mean, this is something out of the ordinary for Cena, which I truly like. I don't care if you like Cena or not. You have to give him props for this. So once again, John Cena cut a good promo, like I know and stuff. So all right, now on to the next match. We had the WWE Champion, best in the world, CM Punk, and the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus, going up against Y2J, Chris Jericho, You Wanna Be, and my boy, the people who love to hate but hate to love, the World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan. Yes! Yes! Yeah! And my baby AJ, not too far behind. God, so happy. This was a good tag team match. I really got into this, and Punk and Y2J were rolling from the get-go. Punk was doing arm drags, and he did that up and over monkey flip on Y2J, and I marked out. And Sheamus was getting his punishing on D-Bron. He was about to kill him. And Y2J was looking real good in this match, and then Sheamus once again doing what he does best, beasting. And once Punk was hitting all his moves, the air pump, that ooh yeah, Macho Man elbow and stuff, and Sheamus and D-Bron all got outside in the ring. Thought Y2J was gonna hit the wall of Jericho, but no, it was a crowd. I was like, who got the pin? Who got the pin? 1, 2, 3, and then it was Chris Jericho. He snuck one over CM Punk, sticking it to the guy. So about 2 weeks he's on the best in the world. So pretty much Jericho's living up to his height. So once again, your winners, D-Bry and Y2J, Chris Jericho. And now for Rock lesson number 2. The Paul Revere, the British are coming, the British are coming, the British are coming. He said, if John Cena led us to the war, we would still be sipping tea right now and stuff. It was hilarious too. So I forgot what I mean, and I think he sung his version of Yankee Doodle and stuff. He's like something. He's like Cena's a jabroni, and it was hilarious. And yeah, and I cannot wait to talk about the third Rock lesson, which I'll get to later on towards the review. So once again, the Rock pretty much was showing the good old class of Rock, the Rock we want to see going up against John Cena at WrestleMania. So our next match was pretty much a jobber match between Bobby Awesome and the Big Show. And before the match started, here comes Cody Rhodes, my boy, once again with another Big Show embarrassing WrestleMania moment. This time it was at WrestleMania 18, which he wasn't even on the card that night. He was at, where else? WWF New York. Man, I miss WWF New York. Man, it's sad you don't see that anymore. Now it's the Hard Rock Cafe owns it now. But man, that was the place to be back in the day. Man, but he was all there saying, yeah, something like that. And then Big Show got pissed, and then he just beat the crap out of Miz in no time at all with the WND 1, 2, 3, your winner, Big Show. So once again, Cody Rhodes playing them mind games in their match heading to WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. And now, Rock lesson number 3 for the night. He was all saying, we're like with the Great American Fighting Spirit, and he said, April 1st, I'm gonna make history. The Rock is gonna beat John Cena. And he said, tonight, March 5th, 2012, The Rock and John Cena once again face to face. I know, saying pretty much how everything is gonna be revealed. So I cannot, and I can't wait to talk about it once we get towards the end. And then you had another quickie match between R2, Little Jimmy, versus Kane, and Kane wasted no time at all. He hits him with a choke slam, 1, 2, 3, your winner, Kane. And then here comes Randy Orton running, and then he bam RKO's Kane. He's like, guess what, Kane? He's like, oh, I'm welcome back, alright, and stuff. So I see Orton and Kane are going to have a match this Friday on SmackDown. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for. Once again, for the second week in a row, The Rock and John Cena, closed out with another face-off promo. This time, John Cena came out first in his own hometown, and he was unfortunately getting booed in his hometown, of course. Just like the last time, him and The Rock in the ring together in Boston. And The Rock and John Cena saying he's ready for The Rock. He was hearing all those history lessons he was going through all night and stuff, and he feels like he sees through behind the shades of The Rock. Just pretty much he was saying the same thing he was saying last week. And then, of course, we had another Fruity Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles chant. I love this live. I'm taking it to WrestleMania 28 when I watch it with my friends. Alright, and pretty much he was saying, did John Cena, and from what people were telling me last week, saying like he owned the great one, The Rock, the Michael Jordan, on the mic, one of the Babe Ruth of wrestling and stuff. Me? And then here comes, if you smell boom, what The Rock boom is cooking. Oh yeah. So and I agree with Cena said. This too before The Rock came out. You see, like I said, Rock was starting to act like the old Rock again. He was getting that Miami swag back, which I liked. And then The Rock was pretty much saying, you think I'm scared of you, John Cena? I'm not afraid of you. He said, I'm more confident than I've ever been. And he's like, I'm gonna make you my bitch. And then he walks off. He was pretty much pulling the spin like he did like last week. Cena got the final, like dropped the mic, and now The Rock dropped the mic. And then Cena was pretty much saying like, oh, I may be a bitch, but I'm gonna be the son of the bitch, gonna kick your ass at WrestleMania. And pretty much he closed out with some fans were backing him. And they even had a Tooth Fairy chant, for crying out loud. I'm like, oh my god. So, in my opinion, if you want my scoreboard on The Rock and Cena, it's 3-3. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me, but that's how I feel. It's neck and neck with me. So, but I will say, I think The Rock was more prepared this week than he was last week. Since he was taken off guard. I watched it again. So, yeah, he was. Last week he was kind of off guard, but I think it was just the point to make Cena go over him. And I think Cena kind of brought it home, too. Yeah, tonight, too. But still, I still think they're neck and neck. But that's just me. Alright, overall, Raw tonight was a pretty good show. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do next week. Especially with HBK and Taker facing off each other. And once again, with The Rock and John Cena. And this time, it's going to be the Rock concert. Leaving Sacramento. I can't wait. And Cena rap, I'm a bad, bad man. Oh, cannot wait to see what they're going to do next week. It's pretty much, that typical content saying anything you can do, I can do better. Alright. Oh, and don't forget, you guys, this week I am going to make an impressions video of me intimidating The Rock and John Cena's feud so far, and trust me, you'll enjoy it. Alright, this is your boy, RKO2582, saying take care and good night.